Sometimes we want to be able to calculate a confidence interval using the t-distribution on our calculator from the actual set of data. We don't want to have to type everything in our stat list, figure out the one variable stats, write them all down, and then pop them back into our calculator. We want to be able to do this in one step. So here's an example. Below are the number of pages on a random sampling of BHS final exams. So right here, one final exam had 10 pages, one had 12, one had 7, 6, and so forth. And so this is the distribution of values they collected from their sample. Find a 99% confidence interval of the mean of these numbers. So instead of figuring out what x bar is, what sx is, what our n is equal to, things like that, our calculator has a handy function built in. Before we can use that, we should go to our stat list. So we go to stat edit, we clear our list 1, and in our list 1 we're going to pop in all of these data values. So our 10, our 12, our 13, and I'm going to pause it while I type in the rest real quick. And once you complete your list here, you have them all typed into your calculator, you're going to go back to stat, and you're going to go over to tests, and you're going to go down to number 8, t-interval, once again, just like we did when we had a set of individual stats. However, this time, instead of selecting stats, we're going to go over to data and push enter to select data. And here, all our options are which list, and we're going to have list 1. Frequency should already be set to 1. And our C level is how confident we are. So in this case, we want 99% confident. Our C level is going to be 0.99. And then we calculate. And it will think for a second. And while it does that, it will pop out our confidence interval. This means that we are 99% sure that the population, 99% confident the population mean is somewhere between this value, 7.3, and this value, 10.2 pages. So if we were to write that, again, we always start with our level of confidence. So you are 99% confident, and then we're going to move on to what average we're finding. We're finding the average number of pages. And then we're going to define our population. I'll just color code this real quick. Average number of pages, because we're looking at number of pages in a random sampling. 99% confidence interval, which is why we're 99% confident in our result. We're looking at BHS final exams. So that population right here is what we're going to be looking for, what we're describing. So we're 99% confident that the average number of pages on BHS final exams is our confidence interval right here that we actually just found. So we're 99% confident that it's between these two values, between 7.36 and 10.24 pages. So that would be how you take something that is fairly complex, just a list of numbers with a level of confidence, and translate it not only to an interval, but a sentence that actually describes what is going on within that interval.